Welcome to the Bandito Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Sophie Cunningham comes out and says it. We are headed towards a lockout. The way things are shaping up, the way things are headed, a lockout is coming. She is very doubtful that a 2026 season will be happening. And her comments, not surprising. Actually, I have a few questions that I want to share with y'all, a few things that came to mind after listening to what Sophie Cunningham had to say. So let's get right into it. Please like the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Sophie Cunningham goes off, not really, on the WNBA and collective bargaining agreement negotiations.
Our CBA is so dumb right now that like it's heading towards the lockout. So
no progress.
No.
Like just nothing.
Honestly, nothing. We get like weekly emails from the PA side of things, and it's just so dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Dumb. Now, she says no progress. This is the latest proposal. Looks to compensate players and entitles them to receive more than 70% of net revenue. That would be after expenses are paid. Those expenses would include better amenities for players, such as upgraded facilities, charter flights, and 5-star hotels. No progress has been made. Resultantly, the average salary would also increase to more than $530,000, which dwarfs the current $120,000 by a long shot, and grow to more than $770,000 over the life of the agreement. The minimum salary would be up from $67,000 to approximately $250,000 in the first year. No progress has been made. So as things stand, it all comes down to the money and the numbers, with a lot of permutations and combinations going on. Just like the battle on the court, this too is heating up, but behind closed doors and with so much at stake, every basketball players will be focused on the outcome. But Sophie Cunningham says no progress has been made. This is my question. How committed are these players to actually finding out how good of a deal this currently is laid out by the league, laid out by the owners? She says that she gets an email once a week by the players union, sends out an email, she reads it, no progress has been made. What is in that email? What kind of jargon, what kind of manipulation tactics is in that email that makes these players actually believe that no progress has been made? Now, to my previous question, what digging on their own time do they do into the history of the WNBA, into the history of the relationship between the WNBA and the NBA, to understand what kind of deal they actually deserve? Not what they think they deserve, what they actually deserve. All of the propping up that the NBA has been doing over the last nearly 30 years. All of the support that the NBA and the owners have been giving the WNBA to try to be successful, to no avail over the last 30 years. To where maybe they actually do get hit with some reality. Oh, wow, they've been contributing this much to us, and maybe this really is a good deal. How invested are they to actually finding out the numbers behind the scenes? It's a lot easier to believe in lies thinking it's the truth than to go out and discover that the lie is actually the lie. They might be getting told throughout their whole entire career, their whole entire life, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. You guys deserve more. The league does this. The league does that. They garner this. They garner that. And instead of actually doing their own homework and researching it and finding it out, oh, is this true or is this not true? They just believe it. So when people like myself and Rhodes and Pope and others and CDS and others come and say, hey, and Rudy and say, hey, you guys really don't deserve, well, we're viewed as mean, not just calling a spade a spade. We're popping that bubble. I question a lot of these players' commitment to actually finding out the truth of these negotiations. Now, are you going to be privy to everything that takes place behind closed doors? Probably not. But are you doing everything in your power to actually find out what's going on behind closed doors? Sophie Cunningham said it in a podcast previously. She sees the conflict of interest between Sophie Collier, Brianna Stewart, and the WNBA. She sees the conflict of interest. So what are you doing to circumvent that conflict and actually get some of the real facts, some of the real truths that could be taking place? Just a couple questions that I have, some things that piqued my curiosity after listening to what Sophie Cunningham said. What are in those emails? What kind of jargon? What kind of language? What kind of manipulation tactics are in that email to get these players to believe what they currently believe? And what are they doing on their own to actually find out the truth, if they even want to find out the truth? Again, it's easier for them to believe in a lie, thinking it's the truth, than getting their bubbles popped. Or do they just know the truth and they're too, their ego and their pride won't let them just swallow it, and that's a possibility as well. But I also think there's a lot of, you know what, I don't want to know the truth, so I can just keep peddling this nonsense. I do think there's a lot of that going on as well. Something that I want to share with you, an old clip of Lisa Leslie, might be joking around, might not be joking around, but part of me thinks that this was serious when she says, maybe the NBA players can just give us some of their money. Some part of me makes me feel like this was serious.
She's never, far from our thoughts, but the WNBA is rocking. What could we have more? I mean, I just think, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said,
Again, never, not once in the history of the WNBA has the league turned a profit. Never, not once. Even in CeCe's rookie year, never, not once have they ever turned a profit.
She's never, far from our thoughts, but the WNBA is rocking. What could we have more? I mean, I just think, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said, one player that makes maybe $12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just...
They continuously compare themselves to the NBA. The NBA now, not the NBA 30 years in. They continuously compare themselves to the NBA now. It's wild.
Just take a donation around the NBA, maybe one night. Y'all don't, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA, maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this.
See, and now you could think that this is just a funny joke. Ha ha, Lisa Leslie is just being funny. But the actions that the players have showcased throughout this whole entire process, it's very similar to what Lisa Leslie's saying. Maybe the owners can just pay us even though we haven't made a dollar. Maybe they can just pay us more money even though we haven't turned a profit. We just have our hands out and we're expecting it. She's talking about all this hard work. She says hard work, but I don't see hard work paying off. I see it paying off for a handful of ladies. Caitlin Clark, hard work clearly pays off. Sophie Collier, the hard work clearly pays off. A'ja Wilson, the hard work clearly pays off. I'll have to battle with Sabrina and her hard work. I'll have to battle with that. But we wouldn't be seeing the lapses that we see if everybody's working so hard. We wouldn't see the fundamentals lacking if everybody's working so hard. We wouldn't see the layups being consistently missed if everybody was working so hard. So I'm not even sure how hard these players are working, to be fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Like the video and subscribe. That means so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.